Coach Zach here, Silver Bullet Fitness, coming to you with another video out of my office in South Florida at Anytime Fitness. Today we're going to be talking about calipers, and we're talking about body fat percentage and why I think it's so important for you to do to, one, increase your client experience, and two, give you some more security as a trainer, especially if you're new. So check it out. I really love using calipers. And one of the things that I've told you is that my plan is to bring you resources that you can implement today to improve your client's experience and improve your experience as a trainer. And so I have a body composition analysis sheet that will be shared on my website. There'll be links below to actually go get it. Just copy and use it. And then I'll also have at the end of the video how you can get it as well. So, calipers, body fat percentage, why I think this is super useful and really important for you to do for yourself and for your client. For one, it is going to be one of the best measurable and trackable things that you can always have in your back pocket for your client, especially when they feel like they're stalling. So if you're doing your portion correctly and designing some really good exercise for them and designing some good workouts for them and pushing them along the way, chances are their body fat percentage is going to change throughout the time that you are training them. But that doesn't necessarily always mean that their scale weight is going to change. Now, of course, not all of us are nutritionists or registered dietitians. And so it is sometimes very difficult when working with clients to get them to adhere to a solid, fundamental nutrition plan. Okay? Not talking about meal plans, not talking about writing out full meal plans for them, just following a simple macro list or even eating healthy in general can be difficult for some clients. But we do know that when they exercise enough, even if they're not 100% on their nutrition, they will see body fat changes and they will see inches off of their waist and inches off of their body as well. And so by doing body fat analysis for your clients on a scheduled, regular timing, it will help that even when they are hitting a plateau, or maybe they're not seeing the scale weight go down the way they want to, it will help give them that reassurance and that confidence that they're moving in the right direction. As for you as the trainer, how it's going to provide you with more security, well, with that same vein, a lot of times it's difficult to get clients to adhere to the proper nutrition. And this is just speaking honestly. I'm not going to lie to you or feed you something or tell you that it's the easiest thing in the world and maybe I'm just a bad trainer or you're just not doing it correctly. Every single person that you train is going to have free will, and they are going to use that free will to live the life that they choose to live. And you can push them, you can use all of the motivational interviewing you want, you can raise the questions to see if they're going to weigh out the pros and the cons of what they're doing, but at the end of the day, they will often make the decision to do what they want to do, especially if you're training the general population. Motivation aside, motivational interviewing aside, tough conversations aside, there are times you are going to train somebody throughout your career, especially if you're new, who is not adhering to nutritional guidelines. And so, by having something like this in your back pocket, by knowing that you can see change in their bodies on a regular basis, you can always know that you're making the right decision for them, even if they're not making the right decision for themselves outside of the gym. Very, very important. I know for me, when I first started out as a trainer, before I started doing body fat percentage calipers, and I'll tell you why I didn't start doing them early, there were times where I was struggling with a few clients who just weren't getting it. I could see the changes in their body. I could see some changes in the scale, but they were not seeing it, and it created a conversation between them and I about whether or not they should just give up. And the answer is no, of course they shouldn't give up, especially you as the trainer if they're under a contract with you or if you are training them. So with that being said, when I incorporated the calipers into my regimen, and I did regular body fat percentage checks, which I like to do every 30 days. Even if there's subtle changes, I do like to do every 30 days with a maximum of 60 days, just to keep them in line and to have them coming back and seeing those changes. Becomes a routine for them. Sometimes they remind me, hey, Coach, we got to get my body fat percentage done. Fantastic. We'll schedule out a day. We'll get that done for you. Before I started doing that, or the reason I didn't do that right away, was because I was always told that it's really invasive to do and you shouldn't do it right away, or some people are going to be uncomfortable with it. And that's very true. I don't recommend you going out and just, let me pinch you. Like, I don't recommend you doing that. But what I would like to do with my clients, and how I started to kind of introduce it to them, was that it proposed it to them as a tool to help them see more progress. And that in turn provided me with value as their trainer to them. They saw the value in me because I said, hey, we're doing such a great job. We're making progress. I know you're working hard out there. Let's get you something tangible that you can look at that is not so emotional, that's going to help you see that you are making the right changes, you are making the right steps, and you are getting what you want out of it. And so doing the caliper testing is super, super special and important, and I want you to incorporate it into your training even if you're new. Even if you're new. Of course, tell your client, hey, I've got an idea, or I have a plan for you that's going to help you see some more of your body fat percentage changes. We really want to do this so that we can reach some tangible goals. How would you feel if we did some calipers, right? And they'll go, well, what do you mean? How would you feel if I pinched some of the body fat on you and took some measurements, threw them in a calculator so I get you an exact number so we can see the changes we want to make and see the changes that are being made. And if they're still uncomfortable with it, that's okay. You don't have to push them. If you'd like to, on the website, I will have the spreadsheet for you, and it will have these same pictures up here too. So you can tell them, hey, this is where I'm going to pinch, this is where I'm going to pinch. Let them know that it's not as invasive as it sounds, and there's a good chance that they're just going to say okay, or they're just going to say, hey, listen, I pay you, you're the boss, let's do what you think is right, okay? That's how I do it, and that's the way I've incorporated it. It's really helped give my clients a better experience, especially in those plateau times, or especially when they're feeling a little bit down. And on the good side, when we're seeing that steady change over and over and over again, boom, the momentum just keeps on going. So I really, really want to bring you as many resources as I possibly can. I'm going to go ahead and throw up the website here, show you exactly where you can go to download it and to use it for yourself. And I want to see some results coming from this kind of stuff. Let me know in the comments if this type of stuff helps you, if you want some more resources. As always, like, comment, subscribe, the YouTube stuff. I hate it, but it's important to do. And I can't wait to bring you guys some more stuff in the future.